It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. It's time for Ignition with the AEW Fan Podcast team. Kind of a busy weekend. Hey, guys, we had AEW Dynasty on Sunday night, leading right into Spring Breakthru Dynamite tomorrow night, and of course, special night, not a special time. Spring Breakthru Collision is right around the corner. And we have a new guest, Valerie. Miss Omega fan, I presume?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great.
Can you hear me?
We can't hear you. We are live. So you got here a little bit late, but that's okay. So we're going to jump right into this. By the way, this is Kelson.
And this is Marcus with some news from this week. Kamille made a surprise return at AEW Dynasty. She wrestled her first match in AEW since October of 2024.
This is Jess. Gabe Kidd suffered a separated shoulder in his AEW World Trios title match at AEW Dynasty. Aw.
This is Chris. Some exciting news for Stardom fans. Stardom American Dream in Las Vegas will feature several AEW stars. The show is Friday, April 17th at 6 p.m. on Triller TV.
And this is Barry. Will Ospreay has filed to trademark United Empire, which indicates this will likely continue for some time forward. And the exciting thing, though, with our new special guest of Valerie, aka Miss Omega fan, we're going to put her on the spot here. Kelson, if you want to move to the next graphic, poor folks. We have a first-hand account of Dynasty. So, Valerie, why don't you give us your experience firsthand with great seats and great pictures? How was it live?
Oh, it was great. The crowd was insane. Vancouver delivered. It was awesome. I spoke to many people. I felt welcome. And there was no rivalry, if you know what I mean. So even though you can cheer for Will Ospreay, or you can cheer for John Moxley, everybody was entertained. So it was great. I loved it.
And where did you travel in from?
Montreal.
Oh, you're a Quebecois.
Yes.
Huh? From Quebec. All right. I'm French Canadian by heritage as well. So how long of a flight was that? 8 hours, right, to Vancouver?
It's 5.5, 5.25.
5.5. Fantastic. Yeah. So as a giant Kenny Omega fan, what was it like getting to watch him wrestle?
Oh my gosh. Words cannot even describe the feeling of seeing him live. First of all, he's insanely handsome. On TV, I'm like having hot flashes, but seeing him live is like, woof, an out-of-body experience. I watched the replay of the pay-per-view, and I saw that they put my face twice on his hand at the end of his entrance. So just seeing myself screaming Kenny. So if you see it, that's me with the fist bump. And there was a girl next to me also. She was alone as well, so she was sitting next to me, and she was wearing a Bullet Club shirt, and she was crying. So she wanted to see him as well, and we were it was worth the money that I spent on this ticket.
That's fantastic. Now, you were in floor seats close to the ramp or along the railing, right?
Yeah. It was it was section F. So the ramp, and he turned on the left, and this is where I was.
Yeah. It seemed from your pictures you had fantastic view. Outside of the Kenny match, what was the match that had the most energy in the building?
Ooh, the Young Bucks, I would say.
The opener?
Yeah.
Wow.
And a funny story. The woman that was sitting next to me, she went to the bathroom and she met somebody, and she gave her the dollar bill with the faces of Matt and Nick, and she thought she only had one, but it got stuck, and she got an extra one, and she gave it to me.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So all in all, how would you rate your AEW Dynasty pay-per-view experience?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. That's
10 out
great.
of 10. So,
Anything else you want to mention?
if you haven't been to an AEW show, please go. It's amazing, amazing, amazing. And I gotta give a shout out to Aubrey. The reason why is that
You met her, right?
yes, I did, and
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. She created the group called Heels, so it's HEELS. So it's a group of, it's only for women. So women out there, if you love wrestling as much as I do, and you want to be in a group created by women, and you want to feel the experience, so they got together the day before the show at a restaurant. So funny story, I booked my flight and I completely screw up the time because of the time zone. So I took the last flight from Montreal at 6 a.m. and the dinner was at 7 p.m. Pacific time. But I was still in the air. And I told Aubrey, I will try to make it. If not, it's okay. So I missed the group pictures, but they waited for me. So when I arrived at the restaurant, I flew straight from the airport to the restaurant. I had my backpack on, and when I entered the restaurant, she said, "You made it!" And she gave me a big, big hug, and she was so happy to see me, to meet me for the first time.
That's fantastic.
And I stayed like 30 minutes because everybody was there since 7 p.m. And so we all left together. She left a little bit before us, but I asked her before what was the matches that she was going to be refed, the matches. So she ref the Jericho match and then Andrade. And she told me that Andrade was specifically the one she asked because she started to speak Spanish because of Andrade.
Oh,
so it was amazing.
That's cool.
And another story about the Andrade match. So you know that Andrade always go to the crowd and when he sees a beautiful woman and blah blah blah. So that girl was brought up the match before. So the match before was Jericho. So they brought the chair near the security guard and she sat there, and I told the woman next to me, the one that had the Bullet Club shirt, she said, "Oh, I think they brought a chair to bring a woman to sit for the next match, probably Andrade." And that's exactly what happened. And then you saw that Andrade and Darby went to the stairs and did a little bit of thing. Also, they got security guards blocking upstairs and then downstairs. So if you wanted to move, you couldn't move because the security the security knew that something was going to happen during the match. So they needed to give us space, to give them space to do stuff.
Is Andrade in his trunks as dreamy in real life as he looks on TV?
Yes.
There's no way possible. There's no way possible.
Fantastic.
He would make me fan myself, and I'm straight. I was like, oh boy.
I mean, I'm straight too, and I want to have Andrade's babies. I'm telling you right now.
This guy's made out of granite. My goodness.
His body is like, woof. Everybody, I mean, I love the experience, and I wanted so much to see a Young Bucks match, and I did. I wanted to see Okada, and I wanted to see Takeshita, and Ospreay. I mean, Ospreay is out of this world.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
But the thing is that between the match between Ospreay and Kenny, there was the Trios match. That one, I didn't see Gabe get hurt. I didn't see it. And I watched the match and I didn't even see where exactly it was, but I saw the entrance of the Trios match and they didn't show on TV, but I got it on my phone. The guy pissed on the couch. I literally saw it with my own eyes. I was like, "Oh my gosh, what is that?"
And what did you? I'm not going to ask you the question. I am not going to do it. I am sorry. I cannot ask you carry on. Look, Valerie, we want to go ahead and get into the rest of the show. We appreciate you being here. Stick around and share your thoughts about what we're talking about. If you wouldn't mind, stick around.
Okay, I will do.
Barry, go ahead. Bring us home.
I enjoyed Dynasty. I thought the pay-per-view overall over-delivered, especially considering a lot of what we talked about last week, that many of the builds were, I think, lackluster in general for the pay-per-view, while some individual matches had pretty good builds. But I walked away satisfied. Again, I thought it ran too long. I do not think they need to go to 12:30 on Sundays, but for one of their non-big pay-per-views with the low build it had, I walked away pleasantly surprised and felt it was generally a good show. Marcus, what do you think?
I had kind of some of the same sentiment. I thought it was a really good show. It was probably the best Dynasty pay-per-view they've done. I thought the matches all pretty much were either good to great, except for maybe one. The pre-show was really good. Just overall good experience. I had a great viewing experience. The show kind of flew by until right toward the end, but good show all in all.
Yeah, the way I approached it, and I agree with Barry, because the way I approached it was looking at this as a collection of great matches. As Barry said, the buildup wasn't spectacular for this pay-per-view, but just watching it for the matches and knowing the stories that were probably going to carry on from this pay-per-view, I really enjoyed it. It was a good pay-per-view. Anybody else?
I feel like it was one of those, don't doubt AEW when it comes to pay-per-views. Like the build wasn't great, and I know injury issues were a big part of that, so you can kind of be like, okay, I understand. But the match is all over-delivered in the best ways. I mean, that Young Bucks versus Okada Takeshita match, that is one of the top 5.
Okay, we're going to talk about we're just giving our overall impressions of the pay-per-view itself. We're not getting into the matches at this point because you got to leave something for us to talk about later. Anybody else with overall impressions of the pay-per-view?
Well, Jess didn't see it, so I think that's everybody, Kelson.
Okay, well, let's go on. So sorry about that, Chris, but you don't listen to instructions very well. Just like me, we're like brothers in that respect. So what I want to do now is talk about Spring Breakthru, AEW Dynamite Spring Breakthru. We have a world title match set, and that world title match is MJF versus Darby Allen. I really want to get your impressions of this match from Spring Breakthru.
I have thoughts.
You have thoughts?
I do indeed.
Shock us.
I am looking forward to this match. I love Darby, and I have a soft spot for our scumbag champion. I can't help it. I just do. I think he's great. As much as I love Darby, though, I don't see him winning this match. Title changes for the main title don't usually happen. Sometimes they do, but not always on TV. Plus, I mean, if Kenny couldn't beat MJF, can Darby?
Yeah, there's another thing. This was brought up on our AEW Fan Hub subreddit, Jess, and I wanted to ask you about your thoughts on this. Darby Allen is, what is he, 185 pounds, I believe? Do you believe that somebody that is 185 pounds and runs on the smaller side, and this question I'm posing to Jess, but everybody else can answer it as well. Do you believe that somebody as small as Darby is a viable AEW heavyweight world champion?
Sure. I don't see why not. If they have the talent. I always thought the idea that smaller guys don't make good world champions is a bunch of bullpucky myself. It's about
bullpucky.
Bullpucky,
okay.
Trying to be tasteful. There will be some kids out there.
Is that anything like bullshit by any chance?
Yes, but I said I was trying to be tasteful.
Well, that's not going to happen for me. So, from me.
But no, I don't think size has anything to do with being a credible champion at all.
All right. Well, what does everybody else think on this, Chris?
I'll go last.
Go ahead, Chris.
I'm surprised. I figured this match was going to happen at Double or Nothing. I get why they're doing it this week. It's in, Darby Allen. I don't know if it's his hometown, but where he trained. And that kind of gives you the idea
Right.
that, you know what, maybe he might pull this off.
Well, Chris, don't
match.
forget the pay-per-view was in Canada, and the Canadians did not fare well.
Yeah, that is very true. That is a very good point. We've seen these guys wrestle multiple times before. It's always a good match. I expect the same. I don't think Darby wins this, and I don't think he should. MJF is on a really good run, and like I said, I think the All-In match is Ospreay versus MJF, but this is one of those. If he does take it, I wouldn't be incredibly shocked. I'm looking forward to the match to see what happens.
Go ahead. Who else wants to go?
I'd like to know Valerie's thoughts.
Go ahead, Val.
Well, seeing Darby, he is what it is. He is what he is. He's crazy in the ring. Don't get me wrong. I don't like MJF. Never has, never will. But I gotta give him credit. He beats Kenny. And he's very, very good for a man of 30 years old. So he's like the future, just as Kyle Fletcher is. So I think MJF's going to retain the title Wednesday.
Fair enough. Marcus, go ahead, buddy.
So I'm different. I think we're going to get a new champion on Dynamite Wednesday. I think Darby's going to win, but I don't think he's going to hold the title long. I think they want to break away a little bit from just having a long reign, just uninterrupted. And I think MJF will probably get it back at some point, but I think right here we're going to get a new champion. And as far as his size, I think if you're special talent, like if you have the crowd, and especially in AEW, if you can put on a good match or carry good matches or crazy matches, I think Darby is that kind of special guy that can be smaller and be world champion.
Okay, go ahead, Barry.
Yeah, so I want to pick up where Jess had mentioned the size thing, and I've said this before on the podcast. I do not buy Darby Allen as a legitimate world champion. I buy him as a main eventer. I don't mind him in the main event scene. I think he's a fantastic performer. I enjoy his character, but I can't suspend disbelief enough. So if they were to put the title on him, I think that's a mistake tomorrow night. I don't have a problem with the match. His character earned it, number one contendership. But for me to get behind a Darby title, and I felt the same way a little bit about when Jeff Hardy won back in the day in the Fed, that needs to be more of a story. I want to be invested. I need to be convinced I need to root this guy, which means he has to have a foil. And as much as I hate MJF, the character, because he's a bad guy, I don't think there's enough history here. This is a hot shot title change if they do that. And if you're going to anoint somebody like Darby, which would be an uphill battle, I think you need to put a little more effort into it, which is why I don't think he wins tomorrow night. And if he does, I think they're doing it.
I agree with everything that Barry just said, almost word for word. I really have nothing else to add to that except, Jess, I do have to say this to you. MJF did not kick out of the One-Winged Angel. Kicking out at 32 is not a kick out. I'm sorry.
It expired.
It expired.
That's what it expired.
Hey, whoa. I saw the ref count. 1, 2, and then he kicked out.
Well, yes.
I didn't see any 32 count.
Well, everybody else did.
It was in my heart.
It was in my heart. And Valerie,
are you questioning the WrestleFest 91 champion?
Yeah. Valerie, I do have... Can I call you Val?
Yes.
Oh, the reason why I say is my ex-wife's name was Valerie, and I called her Val. And on a somewhat related note, our divorce was caused by her also screaming out, "Oh, Kenny, oh, Kenny."
That's funny.
No, that's a total...
Wow.
Her name was Valerie, but that was a total lie. I did that for comic.
That is a fantastic joke. The setup and everything.
But her name was Valerie, and I did call her Val. So So whenever I see Valerie, I just automatically go to Val. But let's move on to yet another match for a title at Spring Breakthru, and that is the new TNT champion, Kevin Knight, who won the championship. Look, Kyle Fletcher is injured. I really don't believe that Kyle Fletcher was going to lose the TNT championship, but we do have a new TNT champion, and he's going against the former CMLL, I think, was it the World Heavyweight Champion, I believe, Claudio Castagnoli. CMLL has a lot of different divisions, but I don't think that Claudio Castagnoli was the lightweight champion. But MJF was. So, anyway, what do we think about this and really the lead up to this match?
Can I just say real quick, I am so happy for Kevin Knight. He deserves this. It's a shame what happened to Kyle. I feel bad that it took Kyle getting injured for this to happen, but I'm over the moon for Kevin Knight. Totally deserves this.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think this is. Oh, go ahead, Jess. You have more? Do you want to add?
No. I'm good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you. I would not be shocked if Kevin was the one Kyle was eventually going to drop it to. It's clear Tony is a huge fan of his. I think Kevin's growth in the last year has been fantastic. He's over with the fans. He is somebody to invest in for the future. I think this is his. Kelson, did you post or somebody that this was his first singles title in his career?
He said on the media scrum that in the Indies, everywhere else he's ever been, this is his first singles title.
Yeah, he's ready, and I think this was even if he wasn't going to be the one initially to take the belt off Kyle, that even setting that aside, I think this was the right call. It is time to see where he can go with the belt, and I'm really excited. I think this will be Claudio is a great base for a guy like Kevin to work off of. We know they're going to be magic in the ring tomorrow, and Claudio's going to make Kevin look like $1 million, man.
Yeah. Let's go to Chris.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with pretty much everything Barry and Jeff said. Like, it sucks Kyle Fletcher got injured, but Kevin Knight absolutely deserves this. I think he'll be a great champion. I see this as one of those runs where he defends every freaking week, and just gets better and better. And yeah, Claudio is a great first opponent for him. Uh, Great base for all the high flying stuff, and he'll make him look great. He'll get plenty of his power moments in to kind of help with that comeback victory that Kevin Knight will get to seal it, to kind of give the reign a big boost in the first match.
You know what? Before we move on, I do want to give a shout out to Conrad from the Everything Pro Wrestling podcast. He's in our chat. He's saying, this group is great. I can't argue with that. They take after me so much. Anyway, well, it is lightning outside. I really am tempting fate.
Bad storms. Yeah. If you're in the Midwest, man.
By the way, if I go really silent, somebody jump in and save the day, because it is really lightning out here. The one other thing that I wanted to say is that tomorrow night after Spring Breakthru Dynamite, be sure to tune in to EPW show on YouTube, which is on your screen if you're watching us right now. On YouTube, they do a Dynamite review show right after Dynamite goes off the air. It's really fun. You'll have a good time. I promise you, they're total pros and a lot of fun. And maybe you'll get to see Conrad sing. I live for Conrad's singing voice.
He's got good pipes.
No, he doesn't. But they are better than mine, but no. Right, Conrad? Anyway, let's go to Valerie. Let's hear what your thoughts are on the Kevin Knight and Claudio Castagnoli match.
I became a fan of Kevin Knight last year when he debuted. Never heard about him. Seeing him live, he is amazing. But I also want to give a shout out to his tag team partner, Speedball Mike Bailey. These two together are magic. And whoever put them together in a tag team is a freaking genius. So,
RJ City. I had to say it was RJ City.
Really? I didn't know that.
No, I was being facetious. I really was.
Oh.
It was Tony Khan, of course. Tony Khan is the true god of professional wrestling.
Yes.
Sorry,
thank
Kenny.
you, Tony.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tony.
It's like, I got two guys that are absurd workers. Let's put them together and see what happens. And magic.
I gotta give Speedball a shout out because he is great. It's my second time seeing him wrestle live, and he is amazing. Also, he's from Quebec, where I live, and I've never heard about him until I saw him last year in AEW. I started hearing his name here and there. I was like, who is this guy? And then I pop up on Wikipedia. Hey, he's from Quebec. He has a French name. He speaks French. He speaks English. And I started viewing his vlog as well. So the one he put it out today or yesterday, I think. But to go to the match, I'm going to go with Kevin on this one. And I've seen Claudio wrestle live in 2019. And he is great. So I'm excited for this match. So I'm going to go with Kevin on this one.
Going with Kevin. Okay, Marcus, let's hear your thoughts.
Yeah, just like everybody else, I'm going with Kevin Knight in this match. I think it's really good to see how far he's come since his debut, and he actually had his debut pay-per-view match at the last Dynasty against Will Ospreay, and then this year he wins the championship at Dynasty. Quick turnaround for some of those signees from last year. You got Tekla winning the title in under a year, and now Kevin Knight in a year. Good pickup.
Right.
Yeah. Tony's 2025 signings have paid off in spades.
They really have, and Tony calls Tekla the MVP of the signings. Before we move on to the next match, I wanted to talk about something that Barry has harped on or discussed several times, and that is the titles in AEW changing hands more quickly. Now, obviously, we had already said, we know that Kevin Knight is the new TNT champion, but we didn't really expect him to become TNT champion because Kyle Fletcher probably wasn't going to lose it. But the Trios Championship has totally changed. Recently, the National Championship changed hands. Is there any other champions that change hands? Championships that change hands? But before we get into actual discussion, I did make a graphic about the hot potatoing of the.
I can't wait for this, Kelston.
Look, Barry, I had considered putting a picture of a baked potato on some tinfoil on a grill. And I was like, what is the fun in that? That's not very creative. So I came up and did this, and this is embarrassing, but this is my version of a hot potato.
She's no Andrade, but she's getting me a little excited.
That is one hot potato. If you can't see this on the screen, you really need to watch our podcast live on YouTube every Tuesday night at 8:45, because there's just no way for me to describe that.
It's art.
It's art.
She's shapely.
I was hoping you were going to have Orange Cassidy, Roddy, and Kyle as potatoes with the Trios titles on them.
No, just think of that as Harley Cameron.
There you go.
But anyway,
Potato Cameron.
A potato wearing a bikini is probably not too much of a stretch with Harley Cameron. That's her next puppet. But anyway, Barry, you had said something in our chat on our Discord. Is AEW hot potatoing these titles too quickly now? I mean, what do you guys think?
Let me pick that up and then real quick. So I had said for a while I thought the Trios title should be the party belts and move around. I didn't expect them to move around suddenly so much. I do think some of the movement has been just taking advantage of a couple situations due to some injuries and some people banged up a little bit. I hope they do not keep doing this often going forward. I think they do need to slow it down a bit. Trios can still move around, but month to 6 weeks is cool. I don't know about every week, but hey, I still remember the most fun I had with the TNT titles when that was hot potatoing week to week between Scorpio Sky and Sammy back and forth a bunch. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, it really depends on the title as well, wouldn't you say?
And who's in the feud? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I agree, Barry. There should be a happy medium between the old territories and Vince Russo in title hot potatoing. Either have like one having it never move and one having it move you couldn't blink without a title changing hands. So
yeah,
a nice comfy in between would be nice.
You spoke the name that should never be mentioned. Now we know that MJF is going to lose the AEW World Championship to David Arquette at Double or Nothing. Way to go, Jess. It's all on you if that happens.
Isn't he dead?
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
No, he's not dead.
I thought, was his sister dead?
His sister's
Wasn't
dead.
one of them passed? His sister. Okay.
Yeah.
She passed.
Yeah.
I didn't mean that in a derogatory sense.
Yeah, David Arquette actually seems like a pretty nice guy. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the documentary where he went and actually trained for wrestling and did the stuff. It's a really good watch if you can find it on a streaming service.
Well, let's get some more thoughts on the hot potatoing. Does anybody have any
his
other?
sister's not dead. She's in one of my favorite shows, Severance. So nobody in the Arquette clan's dead. Never mind.
Rosanna died.
That's it.
Anybody else have any thoughts about the? I don't want to go person to person. Everybody else have any thoughts about the hot potatoing issue?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. I doubt that the Dogs were going to lose last night. I will say that. I think that was a injury decision. I think now we'll see the hot potatoing kind of not happen nearly as often. I think the idea now is, those titles need to be on a team for not a crazy long 8-month reign, but at least a couple of months.
I got to say this, but every time one of you says hot potato or hot potatoing, I just crack up. I keep thinking about people going onto our YouTube channel, seeing this as the YouTube thumbnail and going, what the hell are these people talking about?
None of the Arquettes are dead, by the way. I checked that.
None of the Arquettes are, so the grandfather's still alive?
I mean, parents maybe, but none of the children and stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
So I was wrong.
Well, thank you for doing such intensive research.
I had to figure that out. I was going to bother all night.
Anybody else with any thoughts on the hot potato thing? Color me interested.
Really quickly, I think I agree. It depends on the title and who's actually feuding for the title. That's just kind of what it feels like. I think last year we were coming off a bunch of long reigns. Like Moxley had a long reign, Mercedes, Tony. It was just a bunch of long reigns, and I think breaking it up a little bit is nice. But you can have in between. 6 months is good enough for me.
Yeah, well, let's move on because we still have quite a bit to talk about, and I want to leave time for everybody to talk. Color me interested in the chat said interesting graphic. I hope he was here, to hear the explanation about this graphic. If not, you're just going to have to go back and listen to it again because I'm not going to harp on the graphic. Say goodbye to Miss Hot Potato, guys. We're going to talk about the TBS Championship match. Kamille returned on 0 Hour of all times. Now, look, some people are happy that Kamille is back, myself being one of them. Some people are not, and some people are just downright been ignorant as hell. Look, when it comes to personality-wise, I don't care what they say away from the ring, really. When a wrestler is a human being, they say stupid stuff, they say great stuff. I'm looking at this panel right here, including myself. I'm not looking at myself, but none of us are perfect. We're going to say some stupid stuff in our lifetime, and that's what people are saying that Kamille has said, stupid stuff in the past. But you cannot look at Kamille and say that she is not a good wrestler. She held the NWA Women's World Championship for somewhere near 500 days. I don't want to hear any discourse about Kamille's wrestling. I'm putting that out right now. Whether she wins this match against Willow Nightingale or not, that's up for debate. But don't come out here and make just I'm sorry. I'm going to say it right on. I'm going to say it, uneducated opinions. Because if you think that Kamille can't wrestle, then you've never seen Kamille wrestle. You can't base what Kamille can do on whatever, how many matches she's had in AEW.
Just didn't even let her really go either.
No, he stuck her behind. I mean, Tony Khan put her behind that. She can go. She can flat out go, and I don't want to hear it. I really don't. Yeah. I'm sorry. I respect everybody's opinions, but I don't want to hear it.
Kelsey.
It's like an alternate version of Megan Bain, like an alternate reality, very similar, but different enough that you don't confuse the two. Go ahead, Jess. I'm sorry. I talked over you.
Would you go so far as to say that people who are saying that Kamille can't wrestle are deserving of a certain award, perhaps?
Yes. Would you like to say it with me, Jess?
Indeed.
1, 2, 3. Shut the hell up. Yeah, that was something. We could never be a barbershop quartet because that was pathetic. Oh my God, the timing,
I could work with that. Put in Pro Tools. I put in Pro Tools. I can play with that.
Yeah, well, let's get back into the conversation. Does anybody think that I'm going to say it again, that Kamille has any chance against Willow Nightingale in this story?
So I got a question. I want to kind of flip that, Kelson, and add to that question. I don't think this is going to be a straight loss. I don't think you bring Kamille back in that way if you're just going to job her out for the first time in forever. It doesn't make much sense. Does anybody, I mean, like when she was debuted, and this is going back, she was connected with Mercedes. She ditched Mercedes. Mercedes is due to come back. Could you see them setting this up? Because they've been saying Willow's hurt. She's not at 100%, where Kamille actually dominates, but can't win because Mercedes screws her out.
You know what I was thinking, to be honest with you? People online, and we could hear every time you bite your glasses.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I thought, my bad.
But I honestly think that if you're going to do, and you're doing it again, if you're going to do Kamille, if you're going to do Kamille in a group, I wouldn't group her with Mercedes. She's perfect for the Don Callis family. As a woman in the Don Callis family with her own little controversies, why not?
Oh, yeah. They need a female enforcer, too.
They do. They absolutely do.
Yeah,
but Mercedes would screw over Kamille. She wouldn't be teamed back up with her again, though. I'm sorry, Jess. I talked over you again, which I said I wouldn't do. Jeez, I'm a mess tonight.
No, it's my fault. I keep breaking in at the wrong times. No, I was just saying, like, I would normally balk at the Callis family getting any bigger. I think they're too big as it is, but they do need a woman. I'm surprised they don't have one already.
I thought I saw. Go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
Kayfabe-wise, Don Callis has said he is not interested in adding any women to the group. In fact, he wants 18 male members to play with in a softball game.
Well, that's the important. That's the important thing. That's the important thing in a wrestling show, is to have enough members to play to field 2 softball teams. Well,
what do you think?
Who?
Trying to get Val back in here.
Oh yeah, Valerie. Go ahead. Is Valerie here? I guess not.
Maybe she's double muted.
But just to step in real quick here. Oh,
Valerie. There we go, Valerie. Go ahead.
Well, when Kamille shows up at the 0 hour, they put up, the attack and things like that, and I was really, really surprised. I didn't expect her to come back. So my gut feeling is that she's winning tomorrow, and then Mercedes appear and challenge her for the title. That's my impression I got. I want to see Mercedes back. I miss her on TV. I've been a fan of hers for 10 years. I want to see the CEO back in AEW because they need her.
I could see that book in there, Val.
I really can. By the way, back in our chat, Color Me Interested said, just because you won the NWA title doesn't make you a good wrestler. And then he further went on to say, totally against her, meaning Kamille, in AEW. Hey, that's an opinion. I totally disagree with you. Because there are wrestlers in AEW that didn't win a NWA title and are not very good.
She had a good match with Layla Hirsch, for crying out
And just
loud.
to piggyback off that, I did see
I'm
Kamille
picking up
have
what
a
you're
few
putting
matches.
down. Don't do it.
Specifically, she had one against Layla Hirsch for the NWA World Title, and that match
That was
was
it.
great. And so,
Yep.
that's just another point there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if Danhausen ever won a title in any indies company, but he sure as hell couldn't wrestle, and yet he's still popular. I don't get it, so it is what it is. Everybody has an opinion. Some of us are right, some of us are wrong. No, everybody's
You're not going to like
opinions are-
everybody. You don't have to.
No,
and that's
exactly.
cool.
You don't have to.
It's totally cool.
Exactly. Yeah, so are we kind of in agreement here? It's weird because do we think that Willow Nightingale, is there any chance that she's going to lose the TBS championship tomorrow night? Do you think?
Yeah, I think what Val put forward totally is feasible.
I think it's feasible.
I think that.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jess.
Oh, me? Are you sure? Okay. The thing is, has anybody else noticed that Sheeta has been sort of stalking Willow since she lost? Maybe Camille's gonna win because Sheeta gets involved.
I could see that happening.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
I think Willow retains this, and Kamille looks good in the match. I think Sheeta will be the one to take the title off of Willow. Unless, of course, this is leading to the return of a certain dentist.
Yeah, Conrad from the EPW show just asked, are you guys hyped for NFL lucha masks and AEW?
I want to get a Jaguars one. Now
I-
they're playing in Orlando.
I want to get something to really...
one.
Here's my question. Who the hell is going to buy a Cleveland Brown one? It's just orange. It's not even brown.
It can have a brown stripe. I think their helmets have a brown stripe, don't they?
It's a white stripe. Yeah, it's a brown and white stripe on an orange helmet. But I'd be more interested in a Bengals one, so I could be a Joe Burrow Tiger Mask.
There you go.
That's yeah, I like that, Jess. That's good.
As far as lucha masks go, even though I don't like the team, they can really do a lot with the Dallas Cowboys. With just stars all over a lucha mask.
Big Starman on it, like from the Nintendo days.
That's the one I want. I am the Cowboys.
Yeah. The winner is you. Mm-hmm.
Of course, Conrad says Bill's Mafia, because he's from Buffalo. I know this. So anyway, let's move on. Are there any matches from Dynasty that stuck out to you and that you want to talk about?
Well, I will continue from earlier. Young Bucks versus Okada Takeshita.
Young Bucks versus...
That was...
Let me find the graphic. That was a tag team match. Is this it? Yeah, no, that's it. Nope. That's not it. Yeah, hey, technical difficulties. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. I don't... This pressure is getting to me. I actually have no graphic for...
I mean, I can definitely talk about that match.
Well, no, we
want to...
I don't think you have the graphic because that match didn't exist when we recorded last week.
That is true. So I'll just put up Mrs. Potato Head again. No, I'm just joking. Let's just go to this. Go ahead, Chris. Talk about Okada and Takeshita against the Young Bucks.
I think that was one of the top 5 opening pay-per-view matches I've ever seen. And I know that's saying quite a bit, considering how many opening pay-per-view matches there have been just in AEW alone that have been fantastic. That match was just so damn good. Like, all 4 did a great job of showing how well they know each other. They did a great job working together. And then you had the story with Okada and Takeshita hating each other, beating each other up, and then Takeshita, like, you know what? screw this guy. I'm not going to help him anymore. Like, the finish just worked perfectly. It's hard to say. You know what? I'm going to say that was my favorite match of the night.
Yeah. I mean, does anybody else have any opinions on this match before we move on to somebody else who wants to talk about a different match?
Well, I'm going to jump in because it was amazing. The crowd was insane. And Takeshita grabbing the foot and then leave it there, say, screw it with Okada. I mean, I want Takeshita out of the Don Callis family for months and months and months, and I can't wait for these two, Okada and Takeshita, to go at it and see what's happening.
Yeah, Valerie, it looks like Takeshita is going to be out of the Don Callis, but also looks like Andrade may be leaving too, because Andrade kind of went way against the grain in his match at the end of the match with Darby.
Yeah.
So the Callis family may need to bring Kamille in.
When they attacked Darby, I pointed out Andrade stood on the. He did not want part of that. He stayed on the ramp because he wanted to buy him. He views him as an asset that he can purchase from Sting.
Very true. That's another. Do you guys
long-term storytelling?
Just a quick yes or no. Do you guys think that Sting shows up tomorrow night for the Darby Allen MJF match?
I didn't even think of that, Kelson.
Please.
I did think of it, and he will be without his face paint because he doesn't wear the face paint anymore. So when he comes down, from the rafters, people are just going to think it's, somebody's grandpa coming to help somebody,
If Darby was to win, Sting coming out after as a surprise, I think would be a nice cherry on top.
I think we see
and without
Sting
the face
giving him
paint,
like
I think it would hurt
talk.
more. Go ahead, Marcus. I'm sorry.
No, I just said I think we see Sting either give him a pep talk or some kind of pre-match promo, and if I picked him to win, then he comes out and celebrates after he wins.
I kind of go along with you on that because I do think that Sting may be backstage giving a pep talk, and if anybody comes out to help comes out to help Marcus, you need help, but not from anybody in AEW, because I need help from anybody here. But anyway, if anybody does help Darby, maybe it's Stephen Borden Jr. I'm just throwing it out
match
there.
Coming up, right? On a non-dark match on an
He's
indie show, right?
Stephen Borden Jr. has had many dark matches already.
I've seen 2.
He's had like five
he's
or
already
6.
done a few indie matches.
Yeah,
okay.
No, but
I mean on
had one yet. At AEW ROH, as far as dark matches go, he's probably had upwards of 6 by now.
But
I would say
he has one on the upcoming Ring of Honor. What show is it? Ring of Honor or something else? He has a match on. Soon.
I think he's on one of the indie shows.
Maple Leaf? Is it Maple Leaf?
Maybe a week.
Yeah, he's on Maple
Leaf. That sounds right.
Maple Leaf. I knew it was one of the ones affiliated with AEW. That's great. I think that's his first televised match.
I think he was already on an ROH televised match.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I saw. Of course, I've been so tired lately. I could have been hallucinating, but I'm pretty sure I saw him wrestle. I mean, look at the graphics I've been doing. Come on.
Yeah. Well, it's the thought that counts, Kelson.
Yeah. Anybody. Well, and I hit mute in the middle of the time I was talking. I'm telling you, I'm not doing well. Anybody else with a match from Dynasty that they want to talk about? Hopefully one that I did a graphic for.
I do, sort of. Not the whole match per se, but something that happened in the match.
Okay, well, tell me what the match is first so that I can get the graphic up. And then once the graphic comes up, you can start talking about it.
Okay, the Kenny versus MJF.
Kenny versus MJF. Okay, let me see. There you go.
There he is. There they are. Okay.
You better not be talking about that one-winged angel because he did not kick out.
You didn't even let me set it up. Jeez, Kelson.
I'm sorry. I'll go to bed now.
Okay, go to bed, old man. But yes, technically, MJF is the second person, the first and only until now being Coda, to kick out of the one-winged angel.
He did not kick out on a one-winged angel.
I'm getting to that. Shush. But There is an asterisk on it because of the ref bump. There is a ref bump, which basically, as Barry put it so nicely in the chat in the Discord earlier, the move expired.
Move expired. Yep.
The move expired.
That's how I view it.
He didn't read my lips. He did not kick out of the one-winged angel.
I don't get hung up on the whole kick out, whatever, whatever. But the move expired. I don't care what finisher it was. It doesn't matter. It was over.
But
it's 20 seconds. Come on.
Kenny Omega kicked out of the one-winged angel.
It doesn't count. It doesn't count unless it's your finisher, though.
Yeah.
That's
canon. Yeah.
MJF was caught in the one-winged angel, and he did kick out of it before the count of 3. Val, what do you think? I imagine you have thoughts.
I hope Val doesn't say that MJF kicked out of the one-winged angel. Not a good first impression, Val. I got to tell you that right now. Go ahead.
Well, the one-winged angel on the second row was pretty cool to watch, and I agree. MJF did not kick out of the one-winged angel that he did in the ring, not on the second floor, on the second row, but in the ring. I do not agree that he kicked out because
Valerie, you just won MVP of this podcast, by the way.
Thank you.
10 points right there, first place.
He did not kick out because of Bryce being knocked out. So my belief is that Coda is still the first. That's my opinion.
I have a feeling you'd say that.
Do you have a graphic for the first hour of the pay-per-view? Just like on a Outlook calendar, maybe, where it just says hour 1 or anything? I don't want to say about a specific match, but in general, I thought the first hour of Dynasty was maybe the strongest first hour of a pay-per-view I've seen in a while. And that includes everything they've done this year. That first hour's pacing was great. The matches all flowed really well. I left satisfied. I thought that first hour was just incredibly strong. I got the pay-per-view off to a really hot start.
Barry, I was thinking about it, and I agree with you. I will say that the last 4 matches, starting with Tekla versus Jamie Hayter, were not bad by any means, shape, or form. But I really felt like the last 4 matches, the trios match, Tekla versus Hayter, Ospreay versus Moxley, and MJF versus Omega, they didn't live up to they were great matches. Don't get me wrong. They just didn't live up to the earlier matches. I thought the earlier matches
with the biggest builds were the inferior ones, which is hilarious to me too. Yeah.
I think you agree that they were not bad matches. It was just that
right. There weren't any. They were all good.
Yeah, but the earlier matches just for some reason interested me more. They really
front half was heavier for sure.
Does anybody else have a match that they want to talk about from Dynasty?
Before we do, I just want to give a shout out to whomever designed both MJF and Kenny's gear. They were spot on. Very, very spot on. The God versus the Devil was spot on.
Yeah, well, it makes sense because even in the graphic there, they did use the graphics with the Devil versus the God of Wrestling, and you kind of have to expect something to be done with that, after they went through all that trouble, to put it in the graphic. Marcus, I think it was you that said that you wanted to speak about one of the matches.
Yeah, and you probably don't have a graphic for this, so you can keep this one up. I want to talk about a match that probably got overlooked because it was on the pre-show.
Okay, I didn't do the graphics. I'll just put up this graphic. I didn't do a pre-show graphic.
And it's the women's tag team title match. I think that may be the best women's tag team title match I've seen. At least that didn't include Mercedes and Athena, but I think those. I really like My World and High End. If you're not watching Ring of Honor, their women's division is crazy right now, but they're really work together as a team, and the Divine, I forgot what their name is. I just call them Big Women.
Divine Dominion. You're on the right path. You were on the right path.
But yeah,
they just, when you see them, they're just, you're like, okay, this is a big team right here. this is somebody that needs to be conquered. So when they lose, it's going to be a big deal. But I really like that women's tag match.
Marcus, I'm so glad you brought it up because I'm going to say this, and I mean this in all honesty. Up until about, I don't know, I can't remember which match I thought was just, for about half of the pay-per-view, I was thinking to myself, that women's tag team match was the best match of the night so far. Not saying that the other matches were bad, but that women's tag team match was that good to me. I enjoyed the hell out of that match.
I think that's part of why I felt that first hour was so strong even in the chat when we were watching, we were like, what is going on? Like, it just way over delivered. Nobody was expecting what they let Maya World and High End go in there and show their stuff. And I really thought that was a fantastic showcase. I thought both Bane and Lena Cross bumped appropriately for them.
Exactly.
They were very good bases. They went out there and made sure their offense looked strong and believable. And coming out of that, we now have a women's tag team that looks like they're contenders. Like we saw them go toe to toe with the champs for 12 minutes.
That's a lot given. And I'm glad you said that, Barry, because you have to give a lot of credit to Lena Cross and Megan Bain for bumping their asses off for High-End and Maya World. And I want to say something. This is totally, the women can do this all they want. I'm going to say it first. Say it also. In the women's division, I have always thought that Mina Shirakawa had the prettiest smile in the women's division. High-End is giving her a run for that woman has the most beautiful, those most beautiful smiles. You're not talking about their bodies or anything like that. I'm talking about their smiles. They just have engaging smiles. So kudos to their dentist, and I hope it wasn't Britt Baker.
Lena Cross is a great kick too. Like I was really impressed with her kicks into the corners. Like she's just Kyle Fletcher level. Really great.
All four women, absolutely. I mean, they were given the chance and they absolutely made the most of it. That match was fantastic.
Yeah.
All four women showed out. And I mean, High-End and Maya World, I'm not going to go back into all the stuff of how they're in that position now, but it just take every opportunity you get and make the absolute most of it. And that's what those women did in a fantastic match.
Yeah, that was a great call, Marcus. That was a fantastic call, man.
Yeah, Conrad in the chat said Divine Dominion are the Road Warriors. Yeah.
The women's hurt. Lena came out with I think she had the Road Warriors spikes on.
Did she? I did not notice.
She had the shoulder pads with the spikes on. Yeah, they were like black and pink, or pink bases with black spike. Yeah, it looked really sharp.
I was busy working on the hot potato graphic when that match happened.
Their costumes have been fantastic as a group. Really great stuff.
Yeah, really. Anybody else with any other matches that you want to talk about from Dynasty?
Tekla versus Jamie.
Tekla versus Jamie Hayter. Let me find that graphic. Go ahead, Valerie. What are your thoughts about Tekla versus Jamie Hayter from Dynasty?
Tekla is a freaking star. I love her. Especially when she does that bridge. That bridge reminds me a bit about Bray Wyatt when he used to do it at the end of his matches. So every time she does that, I'm hook. She's a freaking star.
I want to ask you something, Valerie. During this match, because Tekla, even in her stardom days, she's very, very vocal during a match. Did you hear anything that she was saying during the match? Did anything stand out?
No.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you went back and watched, but on TV, there was an out of the ring spot where they ran into each other, and Tekla said, "Give me a moment," or "Give me a minute," and Jamie Hayter was like, "Yeah, me too," and they just kind of laid there and let the 10 count go a few seconds because I think they took each other.
Said, I'm gonna need a minute, and you hear Jamie say, "Yep,
me too." I mean, it was classic. It was great.
I didn't hear.
I love the camera picking up Jamie dropping the MF on the camera.
Yeah, it's funny when you see moments like that because it reminds you just like what they do to their bodies for our entertainment. And it's fake and stuff. It's like whatever. It's a stunt show. You're the idiot who ever thought it was real. But like you just forget until you see them in a moment like that. Like this stuff hurts a lot, and they do it, for 25 minutes.
Yeah, and Conrad in the chat said something that's very Stardom OGs. That's what he said, and people forget. Tekla was in Stardom. A lot of people don't. Jamie Hayter was also in Stardom. So, yeah. I got to say something a little negative here, and this may be a little controversial. Look, when you look at this match, there was really an opportunity here for some build-up, but they really didn't take advantage of it. Remember, Tekla was attacked Jamie Hayter. That's how she introduced herself to AEW. But Hayter was hurt at the time, so that's why she attacked her. But they really didn't do a great lead up to this match. And in fact, unbelievably, in our Discord, in our prediction polls, this was by far the most lopsided prediction for a win for somebody, and that was 98% of the people on our Discord picked Tekla to beat Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter, former world champion, got no chance to win this. And this is where I wanted to say that was controversial. I enjoy Alex Windsor, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I enjoy Alex Windsor, and I really like Jamie Hayter. Together, the Brawling Birds just are not working for me even a little bit. They have no chemistry, and they're hard to watch. I don't know what it is about them, but I don't get it. Does anybody else have thoughts about this?
Do you just not like British women?
I love British women unless their names are Valerie. Sorry, Valerie.
She's not British. She's French Canadian.
I know, but it's close enough. I wasn't talking about this, Valerie.
The rest
I said
of Canada, maybe, but not that
I said
specific
I don't like British women named Valerie. They creep me out. Valérie's from Montreal. She's French Canadian. She's not British. What are you talking about?
I know what you're saying, Kelson, and I've had that with some teams and some people before. It just doesn't click. And it doesn't matter. It's just not going to. It's not going to click. And I actually can understand for a lot of people why that may be the case with them. And you're not alone in that, Kelson. I've seen that on the F4W online message boards as well. There's just some people who don't. It's just not clicking for them, and it probably won't. I like them. I don't think they lean enough into their characters. I'd like to see vignettes. I think the stuff like with them, go to a real pub, do some fun stuff with them, show them out being like the broads, with the hands in the pants, the crass ladies that they are. Give us some vignettes, flesh them out a little bit. Because to your point, Kelson, I don't think doing it on the show and matches is gonna get them over the way they need to be.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. That'd be a riot.
I think somebody mentioned they did the vignette before the match with them drinking in kind of a made up bar backstage. And then somebody mentioned, hey, they're like the APA for the women. And like he just mentioned, doing vignettes of them going out to different places or doing different things, kind of like they used to do with the APA, having them backstage and stuff like that. I think that would give them a little more character as a team. I think they overdo the energy sometimes. And it kind of throws me off, but I don't mind them in the ring. I think they work well in the ring together. This is probably my favorite match since Jamie returned maybe 2 years ago that she's done. I thought she came across really well in this match. So I'm kind of interested to see where the women's title goes after this match.
All right. Well, before we end the show, I did have a couple of little announcements that I wanted to make. The first announcement, which they're both good announcements, actually. The first one is that the AEW Fan Hub subreddit hit 16,000 members today. So that is a big thing. Thank you for everybody who has joined and participates on the AEW Fan Hub subreddit. The second thing is that this podcast tonight, Ignition, on April 14th, is the second podcast of April. The first podcast, which we did last Tuesday, has already become, as far as monthly podcasts, the one podcast we did last week has outperformed every other podcast that we have ever done over 3+ years. So basically,
that's pretty crazy.
The podcast that we did as far as last week, April of 2026, is already the biggest month for our podcasts. So thank you to everybody who's listening.
The previous records was when you guys used to do the post shows, right?
Yeah, the previous record, the two previous high months were August and September of last year, which is kind of odd because I believe All In was in July. And August and September, I think August was that Forbidden Door?
Yeah.
And then
they were switched this year, yeah.
And September was All Out. And so actually Forbidden Door podcast and the All Out podcast outperformed the All In podcast. Go figure that one out. I don't know why. And then Dynasty crushed all of them. And I mean, when I say that Dynasty, the podcast we did last week, we still have 2 more podcasts to do this month. And that podcast, it just blew everything away.
Sometimes you just get hot, man.
I don't, hot, puts belt on us. You know, I think it was the subliminal nude pictures of myself that I included on the YouTube videos.
We did have pictures of Andrade.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's like what's his name? Tyler Durden in the movies. Fight Club. I Fight Clubbed it up. But anyway, yeah. I mean, the thing is that we're looking up. We still got a ways to go as far as YouTube because we just started our YouTube channel. So please go on our YouTube, watch our videos, participate in the chat, and give us a subscribe and thumbs up, and hit that like button, and hit that notification bell for the reminders. You know, I hate those things. Smash that like button. Smash that like button. I smashed the like button, and I need a new screen.
Really helps out the algorithm.
It really does.
Super kick that heart button.
Yes. Yes. But anyway. Look, I just wanted to give people thanks for that, you know, because it is, I mean, look, everybody that's here and everybody you've heard tonight, they're all volunteers. We don't monetize anything that we do here at AEW Fan Hub. These are all people that are doing this for the love of AEW and the love of actually hearing their own voices, because that's the way I am. Anyway, because I do.
Nobody's inviting us out on a Tuesday night to do anything.
We'd have nothing better to do on a Tuesday night.
Wait, I'm not getting paid for this? Oh, I'm going to have to talk with my agent.
You go right ahead and do that. And I can tell him, you know, I tell him what Christian Cage told Adam Copeland.
I love you.
Well, no.
Wait, hang on. I'm just remembering all of a sudden when Okada and Takeshita were like face to face, and that person had the perfectly placed sign in between them in pink letters that said "kiss."
I saw that. I put
it was perfect.
I put that on the subreddit, by the way. The best thing that happened. That was really a great thing. The best thing that happened last week. The best thing that happened last week is when Christian Cage got on the mic during, I believe it was it Dynamite or Collision, when he was talking about FTR, and he said that he had to go visit their mothers. And it was Collision, and you can see Adam Copeland just cringing in the background, like, "Oh God!" He's like, "I got to keep it together. I got to keep it together." When Christian said that when I said visit, I meant that I banged both of them. I just about died. I was like, best moment, because I'm a toddler. I really am.
He should have segued that into saying he was now their stepdad.
Oh my God!
He's such an asshole.
I was in the live chat that night, and he said that night. I instantly replied, "You motherfucker."
Okay, so now we have to completely delete this part of the podcast. So
sorry.
Well, it's not just you; it was also Chris who dropped an F-bomb as well.
I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I said asshole.
Now we're going to be demonetized.
You said effing asshole, actually.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Ah, crap, bastard.
Yeah.
That's what AI is for. It'll fix it.
I hope so. But anyway, maybe I'll just let it go, and we'll just, but we do have to watch that because, like I said,
think of the children.
Exactly. Think of toddlers like me.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez,
Kelson.
Hey, I was the one trying to avoid saying bullshit earlier, and you just came out and said it. So.
Bullshit is not a bad word.
It's not one of the 7.
Nope, it's not one of the 7 dirty words you can't say on podcasts. Just ask George Carlito.
But, Christian is one of the words we can't say on the podcast. So.
Yes, we don't want to bring religion into it.
No, I mean, what he is now is what we can't. It's one of the 7. Sorry. Going deep on George Carlin there.
Anyway, guys.
Mother lover.
Anyways,
old, yeah.
Guys, thank you for joining and participating in the podcast. Valerie, it was great to have you.
Yeah, new member. Yay, Valerie.
Yay.
We do this every Tuesday at the same time. You are always welcome to come back, Valerie.
Our first French Canadian.
French Canadian.
Scare you off.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God we have, a transcript in case people can't understand French Canadian English.
Yeah.
But I understood you.
It's like regular English, just with an accent.
I mean, if people can understand me and Jess, they can understand you, Valerie. Seriously.
What's wrong with the way I talk?
You know what a cool thing is about growing up in a border state with Canada? Is you get the Canadian Sesame Street, where instead of Spanish, the characters teach you French. So growing up, I got to watch regular Sesame Street and Canadian Sesame Street and learned how to speak Spanish and French.
That is absolutely fascinating.
Thank you for listening. I appreciate you listening.
Look,
thank you.
There is nothing we could possibly say.
And that's a kafave.
There's nothing we could possibly say that could beat that.
Yeah. It's a kafave.
It's a kafave. There you go.
I felt I needed to share that with everybody.
Yeah, we appreciate that. I will.
Yep.
Does this
what
mean
I bring to the table?
Does this mean I should share the pictures of my bathroom drain after I've taken a shower?
No.
Okay. Anyway,
I didn't know the story was that bad.
No, it wasn't.
It was cute.
I was trying to make your scene cuter.
Didn't need to be on the podcast, but I thought it was cute.
I was trying to make your story seem cuter by saying something disgusting.
Well, I was inspired. I had a French Canadian. It's exciting.
It was cute too. It was as cute as Speedball Mike Bailey, and that's very cute.
He's
and
adorable.
High-End Smile and Mrs. Potato Head.
Yeah. All right. Good night, Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
Good night, Eddie Kingston.
Good night, everybody.